Italy, the cradle of the ancient and imposing Roman Empire, home to great Renaissance artists, inventors, and some of the most important navigators in history, was one of the central countries involved in the political and ideological conflicts of World War II. As discussed in our second video, World War II is a direct consequence of World War I, and to understand this, we must briefly review the Kingdom of Italy's expectations at the end of the First World War. Italy, having recently unified its territory, once divided into various small states and kingdoms from north to south, with northern territories under the Austro-Hungarian Empire's protectorate, came under the governance of the House of Savoy, a family that ruled Italy for 85 years. The turn of the 19th to the 20th century marked the era of major colonial campaigns, with European powers striving to establish exploitation colonies in Africa and Asia. While France and England gained a significant advantage, countries like Italy lagged behind. Italy directed its military efforts toward conquering Ethiopia and Eritrea, managing to retain control only over the latter. Initially, Italy joined the Triple Alliance alongside Germany and Austria-Hungary. However, in 1915, it switched sides, allying with the Triple Entente, led by France, England, and Russia, under promises of gaining new territories. Yet, the dream of territorial gains in the Balkans and recovering Ethiopia was shattered. After the war, Italy only received regions such as Tyrol, or Trentino, and Trieste. Italians felt betrayed by their allies, who failed to grant the promised territories and reparations during the signing of the Treaty of Versailles in 1919. This betrayal, coupled with a severe economic crisis that plagued all of Europe after the war, left Italy in turmoil. The country had been one of the main battlegrounds of World War I, with cities destroyed, widespread famine, and pervasive misery. In this social chaos, one of the most complex and contradictory ideologies in human history emerged: Italian fascism, conceived by Benito Mussolini. This ideology centered on creating a strong, nationalist state that opposed socialist, democratic, and liberal ideas. It incorporated symbolic elements of the ancient Roman Empire, such as salutations and the aspiration to achieve the fatal destiny of Rome, aiming to make Italy a grand empire like ancient Rome. In October 1922, Mussolini led the March on Rome, a coup d'état orchestrated with popular and military support to force the king to appoint him as Italy's prime minister. The march achieved its goal, and Mussolini rose to power. By 1925, he had established the Fascist Party as the sole political party and ensured he was accountable only to the king, bypassing parliament. Over the next decade, Mussolini pursued his ambition to restore the honor and wounded pride of Italians after World War I. In 1935, Italy invaded Ethiopia, reclaiming lands briefly held in the 19th century but unsuccessfully demanded in the Treaty of Versailles. The conquest of Ethiopia boosted Italy's access to natural resources and cemented its image as a military power. Mussolini became a major inspiration for Adolf Hitler, who assumed power as Germany's chancellor a decade later, leading the Nazi Party, Germany's fascist party. The diplomatic bond between Italy and Germany strengthened in 1936 with the signing of the Rome-Berlin Axis, a military and strategic alliance. Additional military and anti-communist treaties were signed, including Japan's participation. By 1938, the racial ideology central to German Nazism became part of Italian fascism, culminating in the Manifesto of Race, which stripped Jews and native Africans from Italian colonies of their rights and expelled them. In June 1940, Italy joined World War II, supporting Germany. King Vittorio Emanuele III endorsed Mussolini's actions, hoping for a swift Axis victory. However, Italy's military campaigns faltered, beginning with the failed invasion of Greece in 1940, where Italian forces retreated to Albania and had to be rescued by Germany. Subsequent defeats in Africa, including the loss of Ethiopia in 1941, further exposed Italy's weaknesses. After numerous military embarrassments, the Italian government aided Germany in occupying Vichy France, playing a role in capturing Corsica and Provence in 1942. Despite these efforts, Mussolini's leadership, military strategies, and Italy's overall power were critically undermined. In July 1943, King Vittorio Emanuele III dismissed and imprisoned Mussolini, seeing him as a threat to the monarchy. Italy surrendered to the Allies in September 1943 and officially joined them in October. In July 1943, American and British forces arrived in Sicily, crucial in defeating fascist troops. Meanwhile, Germany invaded northern Italy during Operation Axis, leading to intense battles between September 1943 and 1945. Anglo-American forces, supported by nations like Brazil, Poland, France, and Greece, alongside the Italian resistance, played vital roles in expelling Nazi troops from the region. The resistance, or partigiani, comprised 300,000 people, including 35,000 women, and united diverse ideologies: Catholics, communists, liberals, socialists, monarchists, and anarchists, against fascism. The song Bella Ciao became a symbol of the Italian resistance. The US played a pivotal role in liberating Italy, yet the contributions of countries like Brazil, which sent 25,000 troops to fight between 1944 and 1945, are still remembered in cities such as Gagiomontano, Pistoia, and Massarosa. Italy was officially liberated on April 25, 1945. 3 days later, Mussolini, captured by the partisans, was executed and publicly displayed in Milan. 2 days later, Hitler committed suicide in his bunker. Italy emerged from the war free but fundamentally changed. Following the king's death in 1946, Italy transitioned to a democratic republic, ushering in a new modern era.